Hello there, right here we have a brand new snapshot. This is 23W35A and this is going to be for the upcoming 1.20.2 for Java. Now this update contains mostly bug fixes, but it also contains some technical changes where they updated the Java version that comes with the actual game when you buy it. So let's say you buy the Java version of the Minecraft game. What if your computer doesn't actually have Java on it? And that's where this comes in. With the actual game is a bit of Java, and the version of Java it uses gets outdated over time, unlike your computer which constantly updates the Java edition. So they went ahead and manually updated that version so that when you purchase it, you'll have a relatively updated one. They also updated the LWJGL library. You might wonder what the heck is that? Well, once again, Minecraft is played on Java, but how is your computer going to interact with the Java programming? And that's what this library does. Your computer can talk in whatever language it wants to, and then this library will be able to allow it to communicate with the Java program. And that way it can actually run Minecraft. With last week's change where they made it so a mob has to be able to see you and be close enough to you to be able to hurt you back, there was some problem that the mob was actually still attacking the player even though they were completely hidden. So now you can see that's fixed. The iron golem's not attacking me, but when I jump up and he can see me, then he attacks me. I did cover how all these different mobs became stronger or weaker with last week's change and put it in this video here. So if you haven't seen that one, check it out in the description after finishing this one. Ooh, look at that. We're almost at 400,000 subs. Jukeboxes playing music recently was given the ability to also have redstone power come out of it. And that means that placing dragon heads on top of them, they'll be powered and their mouth can move. This wasn't working before, so they introduced it. Look at that. Pretty cool. Skull sensors are set up so they can actually hear you equipping armor as well as unequipping it, but there was a little bug where you could hold shift and click and it wouldn't hear it. It probably thought you were crouching, but that has been now changed. When the end dimension was generated for the first time, the torches here in the center weren't actually putting off light throughout the area. As you can see, these are bright, but there's no light anywhere else. Now they did fix this in this snapshot, but it does make you wonder what exactly was changed in last snapshot related to light sources propagating during generation, or maybe structures generating in general. They fixed a bug that I noticed and reported, and that is when you would upgrade to these newer snapshot, any effects you had on your player would immediately be removed. Eating gold apples gives you the gold hearts. These absorption hearts were actually vanishing when leaving the game and rejoining. So I won't do that anymore. These problems probably arise because they no longer using numbers to keep track of the different effects, but now the actual names. And there's probably a lot more going on behind the scenes. When players were sitting with a camel, the camel was constantly trying to look up at the player that was riding it. So it'll no longer do this. When baby camels would follow their parent around, despite their parent getting hit and the player holding food, they would go after the player holding food, which is proper, but they would continue to turn around and look at their parent that they want to walk to, and then would redirect themselves to the player holding the food only when they were moving. Now they're not supposed to look back to their parent, oddly, and they went ahead and removed that. Now we've seen several related bugs to do with mobs when they're being bred and how they interact when they take damage. But for some of the newer mobs like camels, they weren't actually respecting this. Notice when the camel gets hit, it will go right back to trying to get bred again. And Mojang's really been fixing a lot of these similar bugs related to this pathfinding thing. When riding a camel, you would try to just turn your person around to look behind you. You'd actually get stuck in little areas where you couldn't continue rotating, and then all of a sudden sometimes it would just pick up and start letting you move again, and you just snap your head really quickly while looking backwards. This is obviously not something they want, so they went ahead and fixed it. Sometimes there's two things to show and the game doesn't know which one to show the player. This is called Z-fighting, and you can see there's just a little bit of it way at the bottom of this chest here where it meets up with the bamboo boat. So moving the chest a little bit higher like it was before makes it look better. Speaking of things that would break when updating, force load was one of them. So you can actually use this command to force load chunks, so you don't actually need to have a chunk loader. This is great for testing, but if you would happen to upgrade to the next version, the chunk wasn't continuously being loaded. So it works again in this 35A snapshot. Function commands are things that are in a folder that are constantly running in the game. So you don't have to have like tons of command blocks. So with these functions, you could write out different things, and in the order you write them, they should be produced in game in that same order. But you can see the say command and the tell raw command, despite them coming right after each other, being A and A, in the actual chat they weren't showing up in order. And encoding stuff should start at the top and work its way down. So in this snapshot, it was fixed to do this. There's a small bit of transitional coloring between this dark line and the text behind it. And for some reason it was removed in the recent snapshot, but it's been brought back. And they also fixed some grammar issues throughout the game. They also fixed this crash here, which has been around since 2021. I also regularly post to my community tab here on YouTube, so make sure you guys have that bell notification turned on so you don't miss out on all these announcements where I do polls, let you guys know about the latest projects I'm working on. You can see the behind the scenes on how I design my farms and find tricks and glitches in my different series on YouTube. All my other social media links are linked down in the description. Now in other Minecraft news, the Minecraft live event will probably be coming up pretty soon, and they normally announce this at the end of August or the beginning of September, which is right around now. So we got that to look forward to. Although they did call it Minecon in the past, or Minecon Earth, they now switched to just calling it Minecraft Live. And where in the past they had actual live events that players could attend, they now switched to a private stage recording event. So the trailer that should be coming out really soon will just announce the date in which they're going to have this live streamed event. And this is where they usually will announce all the new stuff that they're going to be working on for the upcoming version. Well, what do you think 1.21 will be? Now I'll see you over at my live stream where we're designing new farms because of these recent changes. Bye-bye!